So who was King David? So King David was a king, like the great king of Israel that we always remember when we think of like the kings of Israel. He's actually the second king of Israel. That the first king, Saul, was the first king. That when Saul was king, that Israeli people had gone to war with the Philistines, and Saul had begun to kind of rely more on his own strength, his military strength, his political alliances, instead of trusting or placing faith there in the Lord. And so the Lord then called David. That we kind of hear that story there. We actually do hear that story, the exact story there in the story of David and Goliath, where David, as a young boy, stands up to the champion of the Philistine army and defeats him in battle. That there is not only trust there in the Lord, but that acknowledgement that it's the Lord who provides. It's the Lord who does these wonderful things, not our own strength, not our own power. And that kind of theme like lives throughout David, throughout his life. Not only there when he's a young boy, but even when he becomes king. Because it is that one of the kind of big moments in David's life is actually when he messes up. That King David, when he was king, was jealous of someone's wife and had the man killed so that he could marry his wife. That he messed up. He did a really bad thing. But that when he messed up, David acknowledged that he knew he had messed up. He knew he had done this horrible thing, and he asked for forgiveness, realizing that it wasn't his strength or his ability to fix these things that was going to make goodness come, but it was the Lord. Even there in his failure, David knew, like, no, it has to be the Lord who is here. And so, yeah, beautiful story of David is that he's one who always, even in his littlest and weakest moments, turns to God and says, Lord, no, it needs to be you. You, Lord, be here. So David's that wonderful person we can turn to in an example of what it is to invite the Lord there, and even when we mess up, because it is that David is that wonderful king. But one of those beautiful kind of side things with David is that he was a psalmist. He wrote great music, and so a lot of the psalms are attributed to King David. And one of the things that come out of them is so many of those prophecies about not only the kingdom of Israel that will come after him, but the chosen one, the Messiah who is to come. And so King David, being that kind of great king that we remember from the kingdom of Israel, he's also that one of the many there in the Old Testament who foreshadows and lets us know about the coming of the Messiah, the coming of Christ, there in little ways. But yeah, so I guess that final, who is King David? King David was that great one who knew the Lord was the one who strengthened him, who was there with him, who needed to be there even in his little moments, and who gave us many of the Psalms and many of those little moments that look forward to and kind of anticipate and foreshadow Christ's coming.